Bonjour et bienvenue to my final project for oltd507. I'd like to take you through a quick walkthrough of my unit of study for clothing for French 9. We will be starting on the Edmodo start page, and I am going to just quickly log in. Now that we've reached the main page, I just want to point out a few givens for my students. This is not the first time that they've done a project in Edmodo. We use it daily, and they are high functioning. But for the purpose of this video, I'll just point out just a quick intro when we come in. I've made reference to the fact that to have full use of this group, you need to have clicked into the French 9. So Edmodo starts on a home page, and this is the French 9 clothing unit. My students would also have a page that would say the main French 9 group, and they would log into a separate unit or the main page depending on their needs. So we're going to go in the French 9 clothing unit. And I have that same introduction because I had actually posted it to the main wall here in the Clothing 9 unit, but every post you make shows up on your main page as well. So then I have added the list that they are supposed to work through the unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, although there is room for them to work through it at whatever way they would like to do it. It makes sense, though, for their learning that they start at the beginning and finish at the final project. The first activity on the side here is a reading activity. This is designed as a pre-activity. It has some intro vocabulary. They'll learn more later. There's a story to read. There's some questions on the story, and all of this is designed to get them comfortable with the language and look of vocabulary related to fashion and fashion show and buying items. This item could be done as a flipped activity, whether I assign just the pre-reading activity or something like that. We often have some time in my class. I do a lot of things that I post online. I ask them to do them at home. This would be one of those activities. So then after that, then they would move into the learning centers. And here I have indicated the different communication goals that they'll be working on to get them through to the final project. And then I've included some interactive activities that they can do to learn. And so they're all embedded, and you can see in here. And feel free to get in and have a good look at those. So then once they have some vocabulary and they have a little more structure, then I've asked them to go into a discussion group and to post a fashion image and give their opinion. Then they would have to also comment on a couple other students' opinions, and then that would lead them to a little bit of communication and discussion in the target language. In class, I would support this by looking at some of that vocabulary, looking at some of those sentences and helping them correct some of the grammar. If this was fully online, I might go in and edit and reply to some of those, and I could do those editings the same way. Then once they've finished the discussion group and they've responded to others, then they're ready to begin their demonstration of learning. And then I've created a scenario where they've been asked to present a fashion show for a group of people who are planning to, and they choose the theme. So they decide what the fashion show is for and what the reason is. I like them to pick something of interest and something that would be meaningful to them, and hopefully something that involves the kind of clothing that they might use for their own future vacation or specific activities. And so then I have included the criteria and the rubric that need to go with this. They can look through here, and I've also included the rubrics again in this evaluation area. So we're going to go in here, and in the evaluation area I have a final self-evaluation for them. I have a teacher evaluation form, and this is the one that I use. It's different than the goals of the unit. It's the one I use continually to evaluate their level of fluency, and they've seen this as well before. And I attached the specific ones that I am looking at in each unit when we do it. So I'll pull this one up here, and you can see that I'm hitting listening, spoken production, reading, and writing in this particular one. And these are the things that I'm looking to see if they can do in terms of using the language. Then I have also included that self-evaluation for them so they can check off for themselves. And finally, that leads us to frequently asked questions. This allows students to go in and put questions to me that they may come up with. And then this is a collaborative site because the students all look at this and they can answer or I can answer, and they can put questions in. And I found this is a nice way to avoid having to ask and answer the same questions all the time. That is my unit of study. Thank you.